Paradox Rift is the brand new set that's going to be coming out in a couple of days, and a lot of people are very excited for this set. There's a lot of powerful archetypes that are being introduced, a lot of good staple cards, and a lot of cards to make previous archetypes a lot better. So in this video, I'm going to show you guys 5 cards that I think you should pick up before this set comes out. So number 1 on this list is going to be Gusa, and the full arts are pretty cheap right now. If you scroll down here, you can get a copy for anywhere for $2 to $3. And you can get an alt art one for about $13 to $14. And the reason I think this card is a good pickup at the moment is because right now they're cheap because they're not seeing any play. But in the future, when the Goldango archetype comes out, there are a couple of deck lists in Japan that I have seen include this card. So Gusa says that you can draw until you have 5 cards in your hand. If you have no energy cards attached to any of your Pokemon, draw until you have 7 instead. So this card lets you refill your hand after using your Goldangos, so you can draw a bunch of energy cards and a bunch of superior energy retrievals to be able to take an additional knockout. The reason this card is so good in that deck is because Goldango EX only attacks for 1 metal energy. So you don't have energy acceleration in that deck to be worrying about, okay, I'm going to attach the Goldango, and then I'm going to attach to another guy, and then my Grusa's not going to get the full effect. The nice thing, though, is that if your Goldango is not getting knocked out, Gusa still draws until you have 5 cards in hand. So then if you have 1 to 2 cards in hand after getting a knockout, Gusa for a couple cards, and then you can use your Goldango for a couple more cards. So worst case scenario, the Gusa is just drawing you a couple of cards. So I think this card is a pretty solid inclusion in Goldango lists. And we're going to be moving on to the number 2. Alright, so number 2 is going to be actually a Oranguru V. So if we scroll down here, you see this card is trending up a little bit. This card is anywhere from $2 to $3, but it looks like people are starting to actually catch on. If we go on to the second page, it looks like there's not that many listed left, so I think people are starting to catch on. But the reason Oranguru is so good is because of the ability. So the ability is back order. It says once per turn during your turn, if this Pokemon is in the active spot, you may search your deck for up to 2 Pokemon tool cards, reveal them, and put them into your hand. So the reason this card is so good is because it pairs with the new tool TMs in Paradox Rift. So it's going to pair with the de-evolution tool and the evolution tool. So if you're playing a deck that wants to evolve, like Gardevoir, you can put a Oranguru in the active, attach a tool to it, and then evolve 2 of your Ralts to Curlias, so it can put you a turn ahead, essentially, so you can avoid having to draw Rare Candies turn 2 to make a very aggressive play turn 2. Obviously, this puts a 2 prizer in the active, but a lot of the times that decks that want to play this card are playing a heavy Iono count anyway, so if your Oranguru does get knocked out, it's not the worst thing in the world, because you can Iono your opponent to 4 and then take a knockout back, so it kind of swings things back into your favor. It kind of reminds me of how Tina plays, where you want to use the Abyss Seeking for a turn to kind of get ahead a little bit, and then your opponent knocks out your Tina, and then you can start using things like Iono and Roxanne against your opponent, because you've built up so much advantage already, you can play from behind. And since Stage 2 decks are almost always playing from behind anyway, I think this card's a great inclusion in that too. And that is my number 2. So the funny thing is I was supposed to record this video a couple of days ago when this card was, let's see, $4. But now we can see that the Seagra Dark Patches are going for $25. And I don't think this is the peak of where they can go. I think this card could easily become $40. Maybe even higher. With the release of Roaring Moon, this card is a must-have 4 of in that deck. And for any good Dark archetypes going forward, they're going to want to play Dark Patch. Lost Origin is going to be in rotation for a while, so we're going to have Secret Dark Patch for a while. And if any other good Dark Pokemon come out, this card is an automatic inclusion. It's the highest rarity. It's such an iconic card throughout Pokemon history. So if people want to play old decks from older formats, you know, like 2012, 2013, when this card was also a staple, this is also just the highest rarity you could play. So, I mean, we can take a look really quick. How much are the old reverses going for? So if we go to the Dark Explorers, let's see. So a common is, you know, about $1 or so for HP, MP. If we go to a reverse foils, you know, $3, $4, $5. Like I said, a lot of these cards were played, so it's going to be hard to find a near mint copy. If we go to near mint copies, yeah, you're looking at probably $30 to $40 for the playset. So I definitely would have said this is an inclusion, but it looks like I'm a little late on the jump for you guys. But thankfully at my LGS, I was able to pick up a playset of these for $20 a couple weeks ago. And I'm really happy I did, because I want to play Roaring Moon, because Salamence is one of my favorite Pokemon, so I'm excited to play that deck. But we're going to move on to the number 4. So the number 4 slot is going to be Baxcalibur and Frigibax Character Rare. And I'm grouping these together because they go in the same deck, and that's going to be Qianpao Iron Hands. Iron Hands is one of the most prominent cards in this brand new set, and it has an attack called Amp You Very Much that when knocking out an opposing Pokemon, you take an additional prize card. Now, this is probably going to be the most prominent in Qianpao decks because you're able to power it up turn 2 pretty easily with the aid of the Earth Vessel and obviously the Baxcalibur ability to be able to attach those 3 waters to Iron Hands. So being able to go turn 2 pretty consistently and knock out a 1 prizer for 2 prizes puts you pretty far ahead of most things, especially because Iron Hands has a really nice natural bulk to it. So if you look at these, it's about 12 bucks for one of these. So usually you want to play 3 Baxcalibur. So it's going to be about $35, $36. And we see for Frigibax, it's about $8. So you're looking at 24 here. So, you know, you're looking at a good 50, 60 bucks. You know, maybe if you get a deal on them, you can get them for less. But I know a lot of people like playing with character rares and match rated cards because they're easy to differentiate from your deck while doing your deck searches. And these ones are some of the best ones. They're really weird and colorful and kind of remind me of, you know, a acid trip painting. Like, this is what Chance the Rapper was rapping about in Acid Rap. I'll throw it up here if you guys don't know what Acid Rap is. Classic album. And yeah, this is a great pickup. I think you guys, if you want to play Qianpao and you want to bling it out, it's time to pick these up now. You're going to want to pick these up because as the deck gets more popular, the demand for these are going to go up, and then they're not going to get cheaper. So I was just picking them up now. All right, and so the last card is actually going to be the Switch from Scarlet and Violet 151. This one doesn't really have to do anything with the new Paradox Rift set, but this is a ridiculously cheap card. If we look at Switch, this card is $6 or $7, and who doesn't want to have a secret rare Switch? Switch isn't basically an eternal card in Pokemon. Oh god, that is a lot of cards. Let's Switch in Pokemon. So if we look and we go to high to low, right, and we look at the what's the secret rare Switch? Hello. Let's see, Switch secret rare. So we see this Switch secret, which I believe is the more expensive one. If you look at near mint copies, you're gonna get one for about 13, 14 bucks, which is down a lot to what they were before. I remember this card was sitting at 30 or 40 bucks for a while. And if we look at another one, let's go with Switch Secret. So we did with that first one, so we'll go with 163 Secrets. This is gonna be the original secret rare. But I actually lied to you guys. This one is actually way more expensive. This one's sitting around $25. So if you don't want to spend $100 for a playset of Switches, then the original version that I just showed you guys. Oh no, there we go. Oh, that's not it either. Well, the 151 version is going to be $25 for a playset. If you look at this guy, you're looking at, you know, at least 50 bucks for a playset. So if you want to have a cool secret rare set of Switches, those are a good time to pick them up. Now the market's flooded with them. All of the collectors, all of the players are opening 151 in hopes of opening a god pack. Like, look at me, man. I don't ever buy sealed product, and I've got a UPC and like 5 ETBs, and that's probably more sealed product than I've opened for like the last 5 sets combined, just because I wanted to open the god pack. I thought it'd be cool, and I did. So I stopped buying sealed product entirely until maybe Paradox Rift. I might cop booster box. You know, we all have that fiend in us that wants to open packs. So those are going to be the 5 cards that I'm going to recommend that you pick up before Paradox Rift comes out. If there's any cards that you guys think that I missed, please leave them in the comment section down below. And if you guys see me in Toronto this weekend, please feel free to say hi. I'm probably going to be wearing a TGS shirt, and I'm probably going to have a giant backpack on and a camera in my hand. So feel free to come say hi. If you want to, you know, pic taken of you while you're playing, just, you know, holler at me. I got you. I'm going to upload all of the pictures to my Discord server after the event and then in the blog after. So thank you guys for watching. Have a good day. Safe travels if you're going to Toronto, and peace.